Good morning. Happy Friday. Okay, so I'm gonna play a little bit of my main playthrough here today, mostly because I woke up this morning and in a need to want to make a warship. I've got this idea for warship in my head, and I want to follow through on it. Because, after making that destroyer, I was thinking about, it's like, how can I adapt this thing to be like something that you could actually play around with and actually use, and not turn into a carrier or a transport ship like the one we already have. Strictly something that's dedicated just for shooting. Just for being in combat. So we're going to be back here for today. We might have time to work on the hardcore playthrough, but I want to be able to make something that's less a transport ship and more of a combat ship. So I want to make it kind of like a Corvette frigate kind of a deal. Plus, I'm also trying to figure out how often I'm going to do hardcore and how often I'm going to do other things. Okay. Flex coils. A cockpit. So I have to go and get flex coils here. What's required for a cockpit? Where is it? Okay, that requires flex coils. Okay, well, nothing but flex coils. Go take care of that. But yeah, our only Corvette style ship is this one, which is the Reclaimer. But I want to make something that is more tailored towards being a flex coils. I want to make something that's a little bit more tailor-made for combat. Mostly because we still have to take out the listening post in this playthrough. And we haven't even done that yet. That's what we're gonna do today. Block, solar panels. So, capital ship starter. This ship is going to, again, it's going to be all about combat. Nothing but combat. Blocks. Keep my organization here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see here. Go and grab the hardened steel. We're also going to be turning this thing into combat steel later on, because it's going to be a combat vessel. Probably going to go with probably going to go for dimensions of probably 6 blocks wide. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for 6 blocks wide. There we go. There. Oh, let's see here. Make sure that front and back is marked correctly. Yeah. So let's see here. Also, this thing needs to be in the center of the ship. Well, first and foremost, let's see here. We're going to be going, it's currently at 6. Well, it's at 3 right now. That's 5. 5 wide. So we'll do 7 wide. So that the inside of the ship is 5 wide. Yeah, we'll do. The ship is going to be 5 wide. How long? Well, let's first make sure we go far enough back to where this will remain, the block will remain in the center of the ship. I'm thinking probably, let's see here. I want to have a certain number of turrets on this thing. So 1, 2, 3, that would be 1 turret. 1 block gap, 1, 2, 3. That'd be 2 turrets on the top. Block gap, 1, 2, 3. That'd be 3 turrets on the top. And I'm gonna color this thing. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, the capital, this particular ship is gonna have a long nose, kind of like that. I gotta make sure to leave enough room on this. Also have to keep in mind of the range at which these things can shoot. The simplest option would be just a also have to figure out how this thing is going to shoot. Do I want it top and bottom, or do I want it side to side? You know, a set of turrets on the side. I don't. It's in full. Let me eat. Because how it fires is going to determine the design of the ship. And I'm thinking probably just to make it different than transport ships and all the other ships I've made, probably going to go side to side. So I'm going to make it taller rather than wide. Probably do something like that. It's not going to be a wide ship. It's going to be a tall ship. Also, I'm going to make it to where it's not as expensive. Granted, it's going to be made in combat steel, which inherently is expensive. I'll have to go over here with the reclaimer and start grabbing those blocks when I run out. Okay, it's gonna be the outside of the ship, right? Okay, so that would mean Could probably put one extra large engine on the back. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we could do. Put this on like the entire block so that I can have it selected on all sides here. So no matter what, I know where the turrets are going to be ending up. Right down the center here. So let's go for tall. Also have to make sure that the ship is going to be designed with like this. Designing this thing with several levels involved. It needs to be designed with around the turrets. Yeah. I'll do something like this. Make this probably the outside of the hull. Right here. I'll do something like this. Nope. Trying to figure out an outer shape here. Trying to come up with a shape that fits the outside of this thing. I want this thing to be relatively small, compact, but lots of turrets. It's not going to be very skinny front, just going to be tall front. So let's see here. How we want to do about this. I'm also thinking about, do I want the ability to repair the inside of the ship? Probably yes. We'll do something like this. Okay. I'm putting these in place temporarily. I'll remove them later on. we'll have like a skinny corridor down the center of the ship where you'll see the turrets on either side, to where you can go through the center of the ship and repair rather than having to go outside of the ship and repair. Now, what kind of turrets do we want to have on this thing? That's the question. That is the major question. What kind of turrets? Plasma turrets. Plasma turrets are very slow. Let's check. I should have a turret or two left over, so I can do the math, because what this thing is going to be designed to do is designed to just pummel a structure. I need something that probably does a lot of splash damage, but also fires fairly quickly. Yeah, artillery, that's the projectile one, so cannons are a no-go. I'm not going to do a cannon. Let's see, plasma turret. Explosion down, 1400. Yep. Damage, 1000. 100 rounds per minute. 8 rounds per minute. So 100 rounds per minute. So this could potentially in 1 minute do 100,000 damage. That has an explosion radius of 3. This does not. Reload time 1 second, 10 seconds. Current range. That can do a kilometer, that's under a kilometer. Much energy. Same amount of energy. Rotation speed is a lot faster. Well, slightly faster. Only functional in space. Only functional in space. Okay, so and the artillery is not going to work. Okay, so laser. Okay, so let's go see what we're missing for the other ones. Thinking rocket turrets. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking making a bunch of rocket type turrets on the nose of this thing. So these laser turrets only function in space, so can't do that. What am I missing for like that? Okay. Projectile, laser, artillery, rocket turrets. Zirconium, alloy, electronics, motors, power coils. Okay. And there's artillery. And you got rocket launchers for the front, which we could do. Explosion damage. Explosion radius of 4. 5,000. Okay. Plasma is probably the strongest, but it's also the slowest. But I think rockets are just as fast too. That's the thing. Okay, grab all these. Drop them into here. Estrium ingot. Grab the Zilk. The alloys. Grab one of these. Make a bunch of these. Grab a bunch of electronics. How are we doing? Got a bunch of these, okay. Make a bunch of turrets. We have to move that around. The text. Good spot. Okay. So we could do a rocket turret. I can get myself some motors. Not using up my stuff. Combat ship. Combat ship, combat ship, combat ship. Where's my motor? Motors are probably back here somewhere. Motors. Motors. Electronics. Motors. That's why I needed to grab some more stuff. Grab that. Put in the motors. Motor. Okay. Let that run. Okay. Let's see here. Only rocket turrets. Let's see here. That's a real question. It's like, one. Airtight varies. Okay. Wish I could just see each and every one of them, but I'm thinking rocket turrets. Oh, and it's a collapsible group, so maybe there's something else. Down in here. Okay, a flak turret. Only functional in space. Only functional in space. Flak turret. Why? What? What? Don't. Is the projectile turrets the only ones that function on the surface of the planet? Because that's the whole point. The whole point is to be here. That's an atmosphere density. Rotation speed. Minigun. Cannon. Huh. Okay. I'm confused. there any capital ship weapons that can function on the surface of a planet? Ah, shit. Well, I'm making a sentry turret. Yeah. We're gonna need to make a bunch of those anyway, I guess. Okay, so rocket turret. Attaches to your vehicle, but only functional in space. Do you have anything? Yo, game. You got anything that functions? That is. Is there anything explosive that functions on the surface of a planet? This I would like to know. Okay. I guess we're building one of each, I guess. Yeah, laser turret. Got projectile turret. Yep. Yep. Just grabbing like one of each to see which ones say functional in an atmosphere. Okay, so that's the laser turrets. Only functional in space, only functional in space. Okay, projectile turrets are the only ones that function in atmosphere so far. We got the large ass gun, only functional in space. My god. Everything, all the big turret guns seem to only function in space. Why is that? I mean, why is that a thing? Huh. That's just weird. Okay. Okay, with that being the case, if it's going to be projectile turrets and just a bunch of cannons, how can I get this thing to be... How can I get this thing to be able to function in combat regardless of if it's in space or on the surface of a planet? That's the part I'm trying to figure out, because I want this thing to be able to not only be able to combat via, you know, the large transports in space, because there's that one that's nearby, but also be able to go to points of interest and just pummel it. Because what I planned on doing is just having basically an orbital bombardment just shooting down. You know, we'd go and be angled somewhere up on top of it and just have all my guns just firing at it. How are we gonna do this? Let's see here. Well, we're gonna have to do probably cannons. Damage 350, 700, 200 rounds per minute, 100 rounds per minute. So that would be 70,000. 70,000. About 70, yeah, also 70,000. So having a cannon or minigun doesn't really matter. And neither of these weapons have splash damage. is annoying. Yeah, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? Hey, Osmer, how's it going? I felt like making a combat ship today. Mainly something we can take out the listening post with. Also so that I can try and solve an issue with the playthrough that we got to level 6. Even if I did live due to that screw up on my part, we still would have had one level between 6 and 7 where we'd have like literally nothing to do other than grind XP. So I need to come up with a better solution of being able to grind XP when I need to. So I'm gonna try and think of something. I'm thinking probably making like bunkers. Come up with a structure that I can have right next to my base and be able to shoot guys from safety, from relative safety. Because when I was sitting on top of my base, they got so close that I couldn't aim down at them. So I probably need to make myself like a bunker that's at surface level that allows them to come up to it, but not get to me, and then shoot out from it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm probably gonna have to do. Probably come up with something. Okay. Let's do something like this. And right here, we'll go that far, and right here, go that far. There. Use elevators? Probably could. We'll probably try that. Okay, so this one block out will be another block out, and this far. You can go up, open all sides. They don't go up. Yeah. Can you make elevators at level 3? Are those blueprints unlocked at level 3? Let's see here. At what level 3 do you get elevators? Level 5. Okay. There'd be a level 5 structure. Yeah, level 5 is where you can unlock elevators. So if I made a blueprint with elevators in it, it'd be a level 5 structure rather than a level 3. Right. Okay. So we're going to be making projectile turrets on this thing. And it's retractable. Okay, cannons. Can they go up ramps? Yes. The idea I'm coming up with is bunker style. So you'd have a structure which would be a certain amount of space inside of it. So a little amount of space with one door that allows you to walk around inside. And there would be ramps that allowed them to go up to small openings that will allow you to shoot through, and they will try to get to you, but they can't go any further, so they'll be right up against it, and you can just shoot out the slits through like murder holes. Just shoot out those, and they can't get to you. So it basically funnels them up to these little openings, and you just shoot out those. I just need to figure out how to best do that so that it's structurally sound. because the whole idea is having them. Okay. Cannon. Yes, we're gonna probably put it right here. And we'll put it on both sides. We'll go with cannons, because unfortunately rockets, they've changed the blueprints, the firing characteristics of rockets, and they don't function on the surface of planets. They only function in space. At least that's what the description says for the rocket turrets. Rocket turrets say only functional in space. In fact, many of the turrets for a capital ship only function in space, which is kind of weird. Even the ones that I think that shouldn't function in space do, like artillery. Artillery is supposed to be functional only on the surface of planet, but apparently not. Apparently only the base ones. The space ones, though, I don't know. But we're gonna have to have a couple of those on the ship anyway. I'm probably going to do a mixture of cannons and rockets. Yeah, cannons and rockets. Sounds like a good idea. I'm probably going to put one large, probably extra large thruster on the back, maybe. So let's go with projectile turrets. I'm designing this thing to be able to take a lot of punishment. Okay, projectile turrets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total of 6. This is gonna have a total of 6 cannons mounted on the side, staggered, so that it can also shoot forward also with all 6 guns. And then we'll have the rocket launchers for space combat. That's something tanky to take over the radar station. You did? Nice. Yeah, this is gonna be a small, tightly packed, many guns, heavily armored vehicle. Had 9 turrets total, yeah. This is gonna have 6 turrets in front. 6 turrets on the side. It's gonna be taller rather than wide, because a lot of the ships that I make have been wide, so I'm going for tall with thick armor. Yeah, and it's gonna be all retractable turrets, so I'm giving enough space in between the turrets, like this. Do that. That's that. It was fugly, yeah. This is what we're going for. This ship is going to be completely designed around the guns. It's basically a gun platform first, ship second. Like most frigates. Also trying to make it trying to make sure that each and every ship could shoot straight forward. So that's why I'm giving them that stagger. So technically, the gun, you know, if it's a far enough away target, all 6 could shoot forward. And then probably a couple of these turrets, the rocket turrets, will be up on top. But we'll figure that out later. First need to basically it's basically a box and a slope front with guns. Yeah. I know that. I've made a couple of those kind of ships. Where it was just kind of a brick floating in space. I think we all kind of start there. Start there making designs that just kind of giant brick in the sky. There we go. And a multi and a drill on the back. Ah, yeah. This real quick. Right now, I'm running out of blocks. I'm probably gonna have to go grab some. I'm also designing this thing to where technically you could repair the ship from the inside. So, allowing the ability to be able to walk around inside of the nose and be able to get to each of the turrets and repair them. Oh, yours had an HV inside? Nice. I don't know what that was. It was an HV? Ah, it was an HV. Okay. It was an HV. Yeah, mine's going to be go down to the surface of the planet where the listening post is, or any point of interest for that matter, and just pelt it with cannon fire. But also try and design it to where you can also turn on some space combat kind of stuff. I'm probably going to put like a couple of rockets and an artillery piece on the top. So I'll probably have like a couple of these. Like maybe like 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then a large artillery gun for bigger transport ships. I'm thinking. That's my thoughts, at least. Okay, we need more blocks to fill this in. This will also allow us to kind of play around with the guns a little bit, find out their firing characteristics. I've played around with the cannons before. And I'm not going to put miniguns on this thing, mostly because, well, they don't hit as hard. I did the math on how they fire, and the cannons use less ammunition, so they're a little bit more thrifty when it comes to usage. I mean, the miniguns fire really, really fast, but they do similar damage to what the cannons can do. You know, within a minute. I mean, I think the miniguns are more of like for lightly armored infantry on the ground, but it's not something you would want to use for like taking out a point of interest. Even though, you know, they do fire extremely fast, but they're also very expensive when it comes to ammunition being used. Okay, I need to move this thing with its multi-turret. Grab the blocks from over here. I'm grabbing the blocks from the old base. Is this a CV? Yeah, this is gonna be a CV. This frigate, as I'm dubbing it, it's a frigate. It's a small combat vessel. So a frigate or a corvette, however you want to put it. Let's see. Where is it? Multi-turret. Yes. I don't know those terms. Pretty much it's a corvette. A corvette is basically about the size of that, where it's a specialized vehicle that is like mediumly armored kind of a vehicle. Usually cheaper to make than a destroyer. Slightly smaller than a destroyer. Then there's a frigate, which is essentially a fast-moving warship. So it's kind of like corvette, frigate, destroyer, battleship, cruiser, battleship, and then carrier. So they progressively get bigger and bigger and bigger from there. But they're like military terms that are given to the ships to kind of classify what they are and give a rough idea of how big they are. That's usually how it goes. In fact, frigate and corvette are kind of especially when it comes to a space game, they're kind of interchangeable, really. Because usually a frigate is about the same size as a corvette, but one is more armored and the other is faster and less armored. And the cool thing about this design is I could actually, it's going to be small enough to where I could put it on the workshop, which I'll probably do. Come on. I wouldn't mind grabbing my blocks. I would like the blocks, please. We got a series of blocks we're gonna have to go through here. Go back to here. Try and position ourselves a little bit better. Okay. That should be a lot better. Yeah, it's way better. Kind of just pointing in a direction and going all the way through. I've been kind of putting off trying to tear this thing apart, but so we don't have to go anywhere to get ourselves a bunch of steel plate and hard steel plate to make the hard steel blocks. I'm just gonna grab what's here, because this entire structure is made of hardened steel blocks, so This was back when we were trying to figure out what the maximum height and width was for a base. For base structure. We found out it was like 514 meters. Which is fairly large. That's a lot of space. That's a lot of volume you can fill. In fact, what's left of the tower is half of that distance. About 250 meters right now. So technically, yes, which if you check out the workshop, there's a ton of people who have made one, but you can, yes, you can make a Borg cube or a star or the Death Star from Star Wars. It's definitely doable, and it would definitely look very massive. I, for one, would probably make the Citadel from Mass Effect myself. In fact, my next base I'm going to make is probably going to look a lot like the Citadel. Not a one-to-one exact duplicate of the Citadel, but it's going to be inspired by it. Because I kind of already know what I would do too. I'd probably make like the center part where the arms are for the space for the Citadel. Probably make those like where all the docking areas are, and then deeper in towards the outside of the panels would probably be where all the living areas were. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. Go down, grab whatever steel plate and hard plate we've got. There we go. Oh, look, stairs. Yum, 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 yum. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Oh, there we are. Woo! But yeah, the ship we're making is going to be fairly short and stubby, but it is designed to do one thing and one thing very well: blow stuff up. Okay. Hardened steel blocks. Just make a couple hundred. Okay, so I think we've done that. So what we'll do, we will do this, clear it out. It's going to be a central corridor down the center, fairly similar to our destroyer, but much skinnier. Going to give us enough room to be able to get to each turret from the inside and repair them, rather than having to go outside of the ship and do that. I'm going to also see if I can attempt to make like engine areas on either side, So we'll have like maybe like one large engine on the back and then a couple of small ones. So it's kind of like you got the large engine on the back and then you got the smaller ones for space, which allows you to kind of move around and maneuver. And however much that is, I'm gonna have to figure out when we get the ship finished here. Okay. There we go. Those are the tops and bottoms. Okay. Do something like this. Back all the way back here. Okay. Do that. Right there. Kind of refraining from using mirror mode for a little while here to just kind of see if I want to make this not symmetrical, or do I want it to be symmetrical? I don't know yet. I know I want the gun placements to be symmetrical, but I'm also trying to think about, okay, there's splash damage, so I want to try and keep all the things like the fuel tanks, the core generators, stuff like that. I want them to be far enough away from everything to where they don't get hit. Because there is the splash damage can destroy components. Yeah. So that if things blow up, it doesn't blow up everything. Because when things blow up, there's no such thing as if. It's like stuff will blow up. It's just when it does, what will be destroyed along with it? It's kind of the nature of a combat ship, is that things will blow up. That's why I'm trying to figure out the placement of the guns first. And I'll figure out where everything's going to be placed on the inside. Also, don't want to place them too close to each other, because if one thing gets destroyed, let's say one generator, I don't want both my generators going out at the same time, or all of my generators going out at the same time. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. You got the rockets. Rockets and artillery. I'm also going to have a couple of sentry guns on here too, just to kind of have a point defense somewhere on board. A rocket launcher. Probably getting rid of these, because that's probably not where the beginning of the angled blocks are gonna start, so rid of those. I just need to figure out how to make this thing taller. Rather than wide, because it's turning out to be very wide right now, so I need something to add some height. Probably the bridge. That's the bottom part. I also want to have guns on. What? Got this central corridor here. We'll leave it at like 1 block wide. That part's all the way up to the nose of the ship. Okay. Figuring out engine placement also. There's the nose of the ship. Figure out here. Something like this then. Probably, maybe if I do something like this. No, wait, artillery. Artillery is a lot larger than the other turrets, so we're going to be putting space artillery on here. I should probably put it on first. Probably be the best course of action. Because I need to give them enough space to be able to rotate and not shoot the back of each other. There it is. Artillery. So the top and bottom is going to be rockets and artillery for taking out other spaceships. Anyway, I gotta go. Not a problem. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Coming and hanging out. Ah, here we go. Artillery retractable. Yes. Yes. Size 4 blocks high. We'll go with that. Let's see here. Probably leave it unretracted. Maybe. No, retractable. And we'll just clear out this spot right here. There. That way we can toggle them on and off. I'll go with that. Because I was thinking, it's like, okay, let's say someone happened to, or I happen to, you know, make this thing in like a multiplayer experience. The whole PvP thing. Do I really want to announce that I have more than just this artillery gun? I could probably have these things kind of just be retracted, and then as soon as I'm just kind of minding my own business. I'm just kind of rolling around, and then I can flip a switch or go into, you know, this menu and flip a switch right here and turn on the rockets so that it's like, oh, he's only got an artillery gun. Those things are slow. And then it's just like, oh, jeez. Suddenly rockets. I'm thinking about probably actually moving that up a block. I'm gonna make this thing taller. Either that or I just make the bridge internal, which I could do. Because the thought is that when this thing is not in use, when the cannons are not in use, they become armor plates. Because I'll retract them and they'll get a 20% boost to their hit points. Probably make a bridge, maybe around here ish. Probably what I could do. I want to make it taller, but also I gotta keep in mind that the smaller the profile, the harder it is to hit. So. Yeah. I'm not trying to make a turret. I'm trying to make a small bridge. I think that might work. We have to get up and down from there, from that bridge. I have to keep in mind that where I'm probably gonna put the engines on the sides then. That placement's not really good. Placement's not really good. Because it's like right in the center. It would be a lot better if it was in the back. Right back here. That way, when I put the also have to think about that turret. If the artillery piece gets destroyed, I'm gonna have a shockwave right where I'm sitting. Make this thing a little bit longer then. Have to make this thing a little bit longer. Okay. Okay, so probably give myself like 3 blocks space here. Oh shoot. Not sloped. Need solid block. All the important stuff need to far enough back to where the guns exploding won't destroy everything. And we'll figure out how we're going to fill in the inside of the ship. Okay. That'll be the beginning right there. The beginning of the bridge. Way back here. I've been playing at night. I've been playing a lot of World of Warships, so I'm kind of taking a couple of cues from some of the ships, like cruisers and the destroyers in the game, where the idea is that it's thin in the front, but you know, a lot of the guns can shoot in the front, and the idea is that I use my angle, the angle of the ship, to help make my profile a lot thinner. So that's why I'm trying to go for like a skinny ship. And then if I wanted to like go completely ham on someone, especially up in space, I would just, angle my ship to where all my guns fire on them. Here, let's do this. I'm probably going to replace these with the armored windows. But first and foremost, I need to start doing this. I'm not going to go too sharp with the angles here, mostly because it just means that it has less hit points the smaller the block is. Okay. And then from here we'll do this instead. Make it look slightly bulkier back here. Then we'll put windows. We'll replace this with windows. The heavy windows right here. Yeah. Right there will be heavy windows. Let's see here. I don't want to go do this. I could put the engines right underneath the bridge, but then we would be running into heat issues. I don't want it to be too terribly hot. Just real quick. Complete rear of the ship's have something. I gotta put something there. Thinking probably putting like something that looks like reactive shielding, reactive armored shielding on the sides, so that essentially protect the side of the ship. So I'll do something like this. Do something like this right here, which I will create as engine bays on the east side. Okay, how many blocks up? It's 4 blocks by 3 blocks. 4 blocks by 3 blocks. Control, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, no, we have to add more. Excuse me. Not like that. Thank you. Why it does that every once in a while? It's like, no, I don't want it to be in front of me like that. There. And then I'll add nice simple slit right there. And for the sake of design here, we'll do that. Okay, 4 on the bottom. Good. And right here, like that. So it's not completely. Nah, that'll work. Get more blocks. Probably need to get oxygen and food here real quick. You. Wait, can I make more? I can make more. Make me more then. Oxygen and food. Oxygen and food. both of those. Making sure we're not running out of oxygen. Why is it like pulling to the left like that? I don't know. Kind of weird. Like pulling, you know, jerking to the left when I'm hitting the forward button. Oh, ow, ow. Ah, Charlie horse. Oh, man. That hurt. Okay, now it's working. We're in. Okay, all the way bottom. If I have the ingredients for armored windows, I do. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 6, 10. About 10. Probably 11. Got our hardened steel plate. Okay, we ran out. Ran out of plate. Yeah, not enough. Okay. Take the 7. Fill out a little bit of it. Man. Oh. Oh. How it worked. There. Yeah, that's gonna be the bridge. Right there. And the blocks are in place to where I can still see around them. But it makes it a lot harder for them to hit my bridge. They being the whoever is going to shoot at me. The idea is to make these areas just very difficult. To hit the target. Do something like this. No, not like that. Something like this. Kind of increasing the amount of protection the bridge has here, but also kind of angling out. Oh, not that far. Oops. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, probably 3 blocks. I'm getting to a point I probably should start turning on symmetry mode. So I'm not constantly having to stop. As he says he should turn on symmetry mode and does not. Of course. There we go. Symmetry mode turned on. Okay. Literally making these things just solid so that I could add engines to it just by digging it out. Let's do that. We'll just add this right here. That's looking good. Making that a little bit more solid. We'll do something like this right here. We'll do something like this right here. Just going for these heavy armored sections on either side of the bridge that are designed to just take a hit so that the bridge doesn't. Probably some. There. Probably do something like that. Maybe. Take off that side too. What could I put here? Probably put a solid block. Probably do something like this. A little bit, maybe. Probably do something similar on the bottom here. Also could be turning this thing into landing gear parts too. Creating space for like landing gear locations, and also allows it to put thrusters there too. That. We do this. And that. That's something interesting to look at in the front. Oh shoot. I thought I got it and did not. Not enough rotation. There. There we go. Do. Might put thrusters right there. Probably put some thrusters in there too. I'll do something like this, maybe. Down this way. Not 100% on that part. What could we put right here? Only one of these shapes, maybe? Probably put some type of this shape, maybe. Oh, I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, what's life? What am I doing? Okay, we need to start from scratch here. So do that. Why am I having difficulty right now with this shape? Come on. I'm doing different angle, so do this. I need to change my angle here. Okay. We'll do this. Oh. Nope. Okay. We're matching that angle. Yeah. Keep an eye on that left corner. Do this. Okay. And we do that. Now it's similar. Yeah, that. That corner. Okay. Brain frying. Okay, I probably want to do something like this. Get down retreat blocks. We'll do this. Like that. A little bit. trying to make the engine holes. So there's gonna be engine here, and then we're gonna put like a vent over the top of it, kind of protect it from incoming fire. I'm trying to blend directions here a little bit. Do that. Oh my god. Oh, stop that. No shooting. Seem to have extreme issues today. Okay. Not gun. No gun. No shooty shooty bang bang. Do something like this right here. Keep going to that thing. I don't know why. But my brain just seems to default to gun? No, not gun. Oh, you mean gun? No, not gun. We'll put that right there. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Not great, but it's not horrible either. Let's start focusing on trying to get the front of the ship made. I could probably do forward-facing rockets. Ones that I actually myself fire. There. This. Do some like this. One down here. And this. And then we'll put the forward-facing rocket turrets in the front, so that in space we can still point straight forward and shoot. There. Let's get. I have to get another rocket turret to put right there on the front. We also need some landing gear. We're gonna have to put some sentry guns on this thing to act as infantry or ground troop control. So if anything shoots up at us, we got these small little sentry turrets to target them and take them out. Okay. And we have to figure out placement of everything on the inside. Okay. No laser turrets. Probably some oxygen tanks. I'm gonna have to. Ooh, another heavy door. Heavy window. Gotta put thrusters on this thing. I might put a radar dish on it just because. Elevator blocks. A few here. At the bridge somewhere on board. Get some engines made. Okay, I need steel plate. We need a steel plate. Lots and lots of steel plate. Let's turn off symmetry mode. Yeah, that's where it's at right now. You know, strictly combat vessel. Checking to see if I left anything. Oh, just a bunch of silicon? Okay, never mind. Which will be good for the electronics. Okay. Electronics. Probably optical fiber too, yes. See if there's any steel plate remaining. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, mechanical components, 500 here. Off we go. We've got like a small town. We've got a small base. This turning into kind of like a city in space. Starting to, at least. Okay. Need more rocket turrets. There's electronics and power coils. Okay. Electronics. Power coils. So I need power coils. Electronics and power coils. That's what I need. Over to here. Make a whole bunch of these. Go into power coils, which I think I need estrium for. Yes. Oh, actually, zirconium and estrium. Zirconium. Okay. Zirconium and estrium. So I need to go and get a whole bunch of that. Okay. That's what we gotta do. We're gonna have to make a trip. In order to make ourselves a whole bunch of power coils, we need to go and make a trip. Yeah. Oh, this is... Oh, never mind. That... Need one more made of that. Elevator blocks. There we go. I'll place you right here. Got an elevator in the center. I'll just kind of place these here for now. Oh, well, I wish you to be stacked. Can you do that? That would be great. So everything's pretty much going to be in the back here, surrounded by several layers of blocks, so that if I get hit around the bridge, I won't lose everything. And keep in mind, it's gonna go. We're gonna take this from hardened steel to combat steel, so this is gonna be a heavily defended back end here. Now we gotta put all of our engines here. Maneuver. The idea is that all of the engines, the vital components, they're all gonna be back here. They're all gonna be in the back of the ship. And the nose is just gonna be the business end. All the business end. But I'll take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. And we'll continue making our combat ship and hopefully get it finished today so that we can go back into hardcore on Tuesday. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Went and grab some coffee. Okay, so we need to go and get ourselves a bunch of zirconium and estrium so that we can make ourselves a whole bunch of power coils so that we can make a giant, well, make a bunch of turrets. A lot of the turrets that we need to make are end game turrets, so this is going to be pretty much an end game ship. Also going to want to make this thing warp capable too, because I want to be able to fly this thing around and get to anywhere I need to blow shit up. I mean, that's the whole point of a warship, is to get to a spot and make it explode. Go to a location, make it explode, and repeat. I'm also gonna have to spend some time and make a bunker. I gotta make those blueprints that I'm gonna be using on the hardcore runs. That when I gotta come up, I have to make that. I gotta make that bunker because so that we can get over the level 6 to 7 hump. Having a solution to be able to allow us to gather XP from relative safety. Which right now kind of an issue, because if we can't get XP reliably and safely, then we would have to go to points of interest, and trying to go to points of interest with so early without a safe means of transportation, I'm just asking to get destroyed. Okay, where's my... Probably up here. Probably parked it right in here. Yeah, there it is. Sure, we have enough fuel. We have enough fuel. Okay. Turn on main power. Turn on main power. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
She's having issues. Okay. This, going to the map, helps to have a map. Okay, so, yep, here it is. Target. Get up to speed and activate the warp drive. Punch it.
Making the jump to light speed.
Ah, coffee. Oh, I love coffee. Also, you see in the corner over there, that is a chat command, which will allow you to see the rule set I've been creating for hardcore playthroughs in this game. I'm trying to come up with something that's it's challenging but fair. Right now, it's kind of very basic. Right now, essentially, if you die, you delete your save. But also, to add a little bit of challenge, you're only allowed to use player, self-made blueprints. So, your own blueprints, not stuff off of the workshop. Which, that's the rule set I'm going with. If you want to use, stuff off of the workshop, I ain't gonna stop you. But that's the rule set I'm giving myself. It's like I have to use my own designs. during a hardcore playthrough. I'm not allowed to make anything from scratch. That's another thing that I also added, that if I do modify things, I can only modify just a few blocks of that design. I can't just like spawn in a vehicle and then just completely strip it down and then rebuild. Has to still remain the same design. But I'm allowing myself the ability to modify. It's like add parts, subtract parts if needed. But for the most part, it has to remain. Like if I brought in this defector, I can add another engine to it, or add another gun to it, or remove some guns from it and replace it with other guns. But I'm not allowed to completely strip it down to its control block and rebuild it. But I'm trying to make it to where I have to plan ahead. I have to plan ahead, and I have to use existing designs so that I can use hardcore as kind of like a testing ground for any designs I come up with. In a very difficult atmosphere. A very challenging atmosphere. One thing I have been trying to figure out is how would I deal with control blocks? Like, oh, hi there. Transport. Group transports don't seem to fire back. It's kind of weird. But the idea is that what I'm trying to figure out about control blocks, maybe allow myself to make control blocks, but I can't make the starter blocks, so that if it gets destroyed on a particular vehicle, I'm allowed to build a new control block for that blueprint. Or being able to make the control block for taking over other structures, but I'm not allowed to make a brand new blueprint. Oh shit. Far up. Far, far away. In a galaxy far, far away. Okay. Advanced comm centers. My god, those things are heavily armored. Heavily armored. Geared to the teeth. I think that's the correct term for that. Yeah, there's a bunch of other structures down here. What other nope is down here? Oh, it's a drone base. Okay, not so scary. Large comm center, that's scary. Those usually have plasma turrets or rockets. Rockets are dangerous in this game. But yeah, when it comes to the blueprints that I'm using in hardcore, I'm first trying to smooth out the early game. Trying to smooth it out. Then once I get to a point where I am able to make a ship and leave, then I have to figure out, well, get a base established, and then make a spaceship and leave. Then I have to figure out if I could smooth it out to where I can reliably get to level 10 every single time. Then I gotta figure out buildings, ships, stuff like that to smooth out level 10 to level 15, and so on and so forth. So it's like figure out how to get through the early game first, which I'm gonna dub early game as like probably level 1 to level 10 is probably early game. And then mid game would probably be level 10 to level 20 ish. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, level 10 to level 20. and then late game will be 20 to 25 and beyond. So first I need to just figure out a way to make hardcore early game fairly reliable. For the transport, lovely. And then from there, making level 10 to level 20 reliable, which level 10 to level 20 is going to be doing a lot of going from planet to planet, gaining supplies, and attacking points of interest. Oh, look, it's the crash cockpit. The place of nope. The place of much nope. So much nope. Okay. This one hasn't been running for a very long time, so... I wonder if it's completely removed everything. I don't know. Check the map real quick. See if this one's been completely exhausted. Oh wait, where's that? 20% left. Okay, we got ways to go then. On this particular playthrough, I'm kind of having issues with power production. I gotta get that figured out. Go over here, get some Empyrion, and we'll get ourselves the heck out of here. The hardcore playthrough, though, it'll be a lot easier. We'd have a huge advantage if we happen to find a trading hub. A trading hub would definitely make the game a lot easier. So that's something we're gonna have to brainstorm. Well, if we happen to get a world that happens to have one, though, great. So we're doing on power 4. So that's something I'll go and look into, trying to make a reliable amount of power. Let's play through so that we can have these things running continuously without having to come out here and constantly refuel them. I don't have the power to refuel them now. We'll just have to come back later on. Good thing is that there's a bunch of ore on both of those. Total of 600. That should get us enough to make the turrets that we need. Also gonna have to go to that moon. Head back to the moon and get all the... see if the iron ore... we got a bunch of iron ore. If not, then we'll have to just tear apart the old station to get the steel plate we need. Empyrion. Get it. Get it, got it good. I think this is the only one that we have actually running. The other one we had to move so we could get zirconium. There we go. So we got you. Check one of the other. I don't think I've got another one down here, but I might. Ooh, I just saw something that they could add to the game. Almost like a fuel refinery. So essentially what it would do is you would throw in kind of like the foundry. It's kind of like the foundry, but for fuel. So you drop in like wood and plant fibers and all that kind of stuff, and it pumps out biofuel. Kind of like what I was doing during my hardcore playthrough. I'd have the little mobile constructors kind of set up, making biofuel. Something like that, but something that's a lot faster, that requires a generator to function, that you have on the side. Just kind of, you just dump stuff in there and it just makes fuel. Oh yeah, I think, yeah, this is the one I moved. Okay, then over here. They're trying to shoot me. Hey now. Whoa, Nelly. I was close enough to the ground to where they wanted to shoot at me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down, calm down. Okay, there's nothing here. Get out here. That one's good. This planet that we're on that's gonna be a pain in the ass to try and clear out. There's just so many ground troops. There's so many ground troops. I need to concentrate on one plant at a time for clearing out. Here, back to here. We haven't seen much of this playthrough. We haven't seen many of the plants. We've only seen 3 of them outside of our starter plant. No. 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 Punch it. Punch it.
Jumping to light speed.
Aye. Okay, let's get ourselves on course. I'm gonna do this real quick. I need to just fix this. There it is. I need to move that around here. There. Yeah, that's the chat command. It will send you to a Google document, which will show you the the start of the list of rules for a hardcore playthrough. And it's a list that once we play more hardcore playthroughs, because we're gonna do more than one. Yeah, kind of how it goes with hardcore, but coming up with a list of rules in place to where it makes the game a little bit more challenging. Tries to come up with a rule set that kind of makes people, makes someone have to play the game, slightly or, completely different than normal. I mean, normal playthrough is essentially get started, shoot straight forward, gain an SV, get in space, and then you're pretty much safe in space. And then from there, you just kind of gather materials, bring it to space, make a space station, make bigger ships. Kind of like what I did on this playthrough. The sooner you get into space, the better off you are. But it's just turns into kind of like race to space, and then you're kind of just like, that now what? But and it's a and hardcore wouldn't exactly work well on a server. Turn off main power.
Yes, Commander.
All right. Okay, let's go over here. Restroom. Have I left anything in here? Nope. Just one of each ore in there. Alright. Restroom, that's good. I gotta make a ton of power cores. Tons and tons of power cores. Gonna get that set up. Okay, so not enough to make a ton of flux coils. Which is sathium, neodymium, and cobalt. We're nearly out of sathium. So let's see. We have any remaining over here. We got one. Lovely. Yay. We're gonna have to make a trip to get a bunch of that. Surprised that we actually got through all of it. Okay. Zirconium and estrum. Go down to the foundry. Go and get it. Get it. Oh, there we go. That's good. We'll let the rest kind of finish. Stack of the stuff. That's good. Good, that's good. Arc oils. Make me many. One flux coil per power. Okay, so we have enough to make 100 of them. That's good. So I need to be able to make another flak turret. Well, artillery turret. We need one more artillery turret. And then we need 3 rocket launcher turrets. We'll put one there. Put one there right next to it. And we'll put 2 on the bottom and then another artillery turret down here. And we gotta point... We have to put a bunch of these sentry guns all over the place. So that when we're on the surface of a planet, these things will help defend us. There we go. I'm gonna make these all retractable. So we'll have another channel that will be for turning on the point defense system. Put one right there, one right there. So a little bit 2 on the sides here. So they'll be put right there. Probably put a couple on the... Probably put 1 or 2 on the front. Back in creative? No, I'm currently in regular survival. Currently right now I'm making a frigate. Currently making a frigate that's a little bit more affordable, and also so that I can... take out the listening post on this playthrough. I also found out that on our hardcore playthrough that, well, I died. I died trying to get to level 6. I was grinding out those, what do you call those guys? The guys with the staffs. I was grinding those guys out and I got greedy and I bled to death. So, yeah. Kind of goes with the territory of a hardcore playthrough, but I did find even if we did live, we'd have to grind out another level in order to get to level 7. So what I'm going to be doing once I'm done with this is I'm going to be designing a bunker. So making this little structure, which is going to have like a 2x2 room inside of it that I can stand in, and allows me to shoot out through like slits on all sides so that I can grind out levels by shooting things. So I can get their attention, have them come to me, and then shoot out the sides to kind of grind out levels in order to get us past the plateau, which is level 6 to level 7. Because that seems to be the issue I was running into, is that we were able to reliably get up to level 5 and then eventually to level 6. But as soon as we got to level 6, we'd have to keep grinding out. So I need to find something that's a little safer, but also a little bit more reliable as a structure that I could build as a blueprint. Something that's inexpensive, made of steel or concrete that we just kind of sit in. Probably made of concrete, mostly because we're reliably getting a lot of just straight up rock, and then, so. But you can see right above, you'll see exclamation point hardcore. That will send you. That will give you a link in chat that will send you to a Google Doc, which will give you the rule set for the rule set that I'm following for hardcore. SP with miniguns are enough for saving levels. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could just, make an SV. That is definitely there, but that's the easy way. That's the easy, safe way. I want something. I want to do something different. I want to try and go a different route. See how long I could stay on the surface of a planet. I just want to make a bunker. I don't want to just this playthrough right here was all possible because I ran straight towards an SV and left the planet. That's what I did. I have proved that you can go into an SV and go straight into space and be fine. I want to do something different. I'm gonna make SV, gain an SV and going into space the end of the early game. Harder is leveling with a survival tool up to 10. Yes, that's true. Okay, let's see if the power coils are done. Yeah. I just want to have multiple different ways of being able to get levels, rather than the surefire, reliable way, which is make an SV, fire at everybody on the ground from safety. Yes, that's the reliable way. But I've done that. I want to do something different. I've done that. Want to do something different instead. It's not like I'm making these decisions because I don't know of a better way. It's like, no, I know of the better way. I'm doing something different because I want to do something different. Like, I already know what the easier way is. I just want to do something different. Natural way is you get armored suit, then go in the water and farm grass. Yeah. Let's see here, electronics. So let's see here, electronics. Okay, we need electronics. We got the power coils now. We just need electronics now. Yeah, because the first time I played this game, I went and made myself a small base, and then I saved up, mined a lot of things, quite a lot, so I could make a giant CV that had everything on board. So I made myself I went the RV route, made myself a giant CV with everything on board, with a farm on board and all that kind of stuff. And then I lifted off into space. I went through a bunch of planets and saw all the planets, and then the list of things I could do just ran out. I know all the ways I have tested it, so survive easy in all modes. In fact, I think I still have that save. I think I still have that save of my giant brick RV. Grab that. Yeah, I think I do. I actually go and show you the brick RV that I had started. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then artillery turret. Yeah, why not? I'll go show off the brick RV, my very first playthrough of this game. This one. This was my very first playthrough. Just to show that I have done the brick RV. I've done the RV CV with everything on board. I've already done that. This thing is ugly as cuss, though. It's an extremely ugly vehicle. But it functions. Definitely wouldn't survive player versus player. This thing would be destroyed within 2 seconds. Mostly because of the placement of where the core is. The core is on the bottom. Huh. It's essentially a mobile... It's literally a mobile base. Get from point A to point B, mobile base. That's what it is. Just basically a giant it's basically a giant transport ship that is so expensive to fly around that I just kind of parked it somewhere and then used it as a space station. There we go. Here it is. I remember this ship. This is my very first ship. Yay! The Lego. So I've done the RV. Next 4 days. Yeah, this is... I made a CV that's got a mining turret on it. I've got a CV that's got a bunch of cannons on the front of it. Played around with solar panels. Giant extra large. Yeah. It's an ugly ship, but it works. And there's my core. The giant hangars. Yeah. So I've done the RV. I've done the RV thing. So, yeah. That's why I'm trying to do something different. I'm like, okay, I've done this. Now what? Basically fly this thing around from, sector to sector, gathering materials onto it, and not sure what to do with the materials once you got it. That's why I'm kind of just making smaller, much more specialized ships. Or if I'm making something large, it's just for, just because. And also making it to where it looks nice. It's either going to be small and functional, or small, functional, and specialized, or large and just looks pretty. Large, can't fly it, but it looks pretty. Well, you can fly it, but it would be too slow and expensive to fly it. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. Drop you here. Okay, those rocket turrets are going to be right next to each other. Yeah, I know it's probably not a really good idea, but this is the nose of the ship, so this is where all the fire is going to be happening. Besides, these rockets only work in space, which is weird because once upon a time they used to work on the surface of the planet, but they don't anymore. But these are going to be here just to act as defense when in space against other spaceships. There we go. And they'll be retracted when not in use. So when I'm not in space, I'll have a signal that will turn them off when not in use. And then this one will be right here. I think it's around here. Yeah, this is the artillery. They're right. Yeah, there we go. Can I post here links, picture? You can private message me. Currently right now, I'd have to go into my settings and figure out how to turn off the no links. I've got it set up to where no links can be shared in the chat, but you can private message me the link and I can see it. Let's lock that up. Get it right back here. Probably where we want the elevator. There we go. Oh yeah, that's better. Right back here. That's where the elevator will be located. That's my first CV. Yeah, I think we've all pretty much made a absolutely horrible CV once upon a time. In the whisper chat? Yeah. Okay, here we go. I see it. Come on. Taking a while. Taking a while to load. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep, we all kind of... But that's why we try to do better. Yeah. Yeah, not much different than the one I made. Yeah. Or, you know, basically not knowing how all the blocks work, so we just use straight up, you know, bricks, regular blocks. Okay. There we go. So we got artillery on the top, artillery on the bottom, artillery on the sides. But we all yeah, we have all that we need on it. That's true. You know, whenever we make our very first CV, it's basically just a mobile base. Allows us to get around and do things. Explore the game. But eventually, as we get better with the game, you know, at least for me, I want to make much more specialized ships, which I can use for varying degrees of purposes, rather than just, you know, going with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah, go with that many. I'm thinking about how many of these things I'm going to have all around the outside of it to defend it. Ooh. But as I make ships, I get better and better. But I never used BP. Maiga says no. Oh yeah, blueprint. Yeah, if you taking a blueprint off of the workshop, I personally couldn't do it unless I was in creative and I just wanted to see what other people have done. But if I was doing a proper survival playthrough, or I was or doing my hardcore playthrough, it would have to be a design I made. It'd have to be something I actually put together rather than someone else. Plus, you know, I'm under the impression that the designs that you are on the workshop, most of them are made in creative, so they're not designed to... They're not designed for the fact that you might have not enough resources for it, and you'd have to pump all your resources into it, and then maybe have a ship that has enough power to lift off the ground for a couple seconds and then it just kind of falls. I'm quite sure many of them are not very fuel efficient. They just look pretty. Or I could be wrong. Maybe some of them are fuel efficient, but... but I would not expect it. Plus, a lot of them, I'm quite sure, probably couldn't survive being attacked by another player. Yeah. I'm gonna add these onto here to just kind of defend the front and back. Also have different angles. Okay, we got those. Probably gonna put one right here too, on either side. There we go. Okay, I'm kind of just pointing them all forward, mostly because it just makes the most sense to have them being pointed forward. Especially when I'm approaching somewhere that's hostile. I'm already going to be facing forward anyway, so having all the guns already facing forward when they come out just makes sense. Okay. Put the captain's chair here. Do I want this kind of chair? Probably not. Probably want to go with this. Or that. No, let's go with this. Go with that version. Do 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 do. Yeah, okay, so we need ammo crates. And I'm probably going to put multiple ammo crates in here. Ammo. Large ammo. Probably 4 of them. Because we're going to have to put a ton of bullets on this thing. I'm also going to need a couple of fuel tanks. Put 4 of them on here. We'll put probably 2 generators. Gravity generator, maybe? I'm not quite sure. I know I'm gonna have to put lights on this thing. Let's put... What are you missing? Flux coils, okay. Well, we'll make a bunch of flux coils. The RCS, we'll grab 3 of these. Uh-oh. Flux coils, yeah. Okay. Large generator flux coils. We need lots of flux coils. I'm gonna make 3 of these to run everything. We're not going to care too much about food, because this thing is just going to go out, destroy stuff, come back. Never use the gravity, because if you have big ships like that, moving in... You have big ships like that, moving speed in space. Talking about the movement speed will suffer if you have a gravity generator. Right here. I'll put some ammo crates in here. Oh my god, come on. Aim, please. Do that. That. Put these right here. Maybe. Put them in spots where they're behind our thick wall of armor that we have put in place. Not caring too much about the placement of these things. Oh, maybe I'll care a little bit. Yeah, we need these in place so that it can move around a little bit. I just want to have a ton of fuel because we're going to have those guns all firing. So we need a ton of fuel so we don't immediately run out. There we go. Do that. And that. Okay, we need a generator. Press flux coils. Got the large ammo box. Got 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So we'll put it right there. Then we'll put the generators on the bottom, right there. We're just putting them into the thickest part of the ship. The hardest to hit part of the ship. Yeah. Okay, flux coils. We need flux coils so we can make more generators. Ugh. Nose troll. How are we doing? Okay. Sathium. We need a bunch of the Sathium stuff. I'm probably going to put the rocket turrets on the front. Let's see here. Pulse laser. Only functional in space. That sucks. Rocket launcher. A lot of the things in this game, you know, power coils. There's 5, but make 4 of them. Never do a tank near the core. That's a bad idea, I think. Rockets make AoE damage. One good hit, and it's all done. Yeah. Usually, yeah. I've got these giant mass of, you know, walls right here. We could probably go maybe somewhere back here with the tanks. Okay. Putting these things on the front here. The rocket cannons. Put those fuel tanks somewhere. Where am I gonna put you? Probably put them right back here. This is gonna be closed up anyway. Do something like that. Yeah, that'll work. Put all the fuel tanks right back here. Right next to the generators. So that they're protected by 3 layers. 3 layers or more of... Am I just not seeing it? Oh. That's why. Need to hit it a couple more times. Okay. do something like this. Head. Like that, yeah. And you got the ammo crates. There we go. There we go. I see 3 blocks on the left, right, and top. But what if you fly over a base? That's true. I need to put something down here. I just need to figure out, what that is. Also, when we're talking about, we do have to keep in mind that this isn't designed for player versus player. This is designed for, the AI. So, what they're going to be targeting primarily is the core. They're always going to target this, no matter where it is. But just in case a stray shot hits the bottom of the ship, I might as well hits the bottom back part of the ship. Because the core is located right there in the center of this thing. And chances are they're going to probably hit the artillery turrets before they hit the core, but if I get shot from behind, I'll have just engines in the bottom part of the ship. I might put something just decorative down here. That's just not functional, just there to add more blocks. Ooh, man. That. We'll do this. Do that. No black this way. Not like that. TV is the same problem. The Ki shoots first of the weapons, and that with rockets too. Yeah. Yeah, that's 2 blocks. Probably do something like this right here. Just keep this angle going. Yeah, another layer. We'll do something like this. Right there. Okay, that's 3 blocks. Width on the bottom. And chances are, whatever rocket hits right here won't get anywhere near the fuel tanks. They'll probably hit like an ammo crate or a oxygen tank. start filling in here a little bit. Because we'll have to put all the engines back here. I'll leave a block gap so I can get in and out the inside. Okay. So see if the flux. Oh wait, that's right. Sathium. We need to go get Sathium. That's what I was. So we can make flux coils. Right. Gotta go do that. Time to make a trip in warp. Time to warp to a planet. Go. Go. Okay. There's the rockets on the front. All my ships have more armor left and right, as on top and bottom, because in space you find not so much when you can turn the armor side to the enemy, and normally you fight more versus bases that you do not attack from the top of the ship. That's okay. Yeah, in space that you can be attacked from any direction. Normally with this particular ship, most of the time we're going to be facing the base that we're attacking, but it doesn't hurt to have other parts armored also, just in case, because we don't want to be cored right at the very beginning of a fight. Oh my god. That is not what I wanted to do, game. Why does it do that every once in a while, where it's like connects to you like that direction? It's weird. Sometimes the blocks will just stack right towards you, right towards the face. It's like, why does that make any sense? It makes no sense. Okay. There we go. But the idea is that the missile launchers will, when on the surface of a planet, we will turn them off so they'll retract, and they'll act as extra armor plating on the top and bottom on the nose. Same with the artillery piece. It's just a giant armored piece when not in use on the surface of the planet. So we'll have all 6 of these cannons firing down, and then when we're in space, these will be turned off and armoring the sides of the ship. Same with these. There'll be slight point armor every once in. On planets, most weapons don't work, yeah, except for the projectile. The cannons and miniguns and the sentry turrets are the only ones that work on the surface of a planet. Yeah. What this really boils down to is just learning combat, making our first attempt at making a ship that's geared for combat, and seeing how the firing characteristics of the weapons work, and seeing what changes would have to be made later in later designs. Let's see, what kind of engines can I make right now? Okay, guys, the small thrusters. I could probably make a couple of these. Zirconium, optical, okay, power coils. I got a couple for the power coils. Probably make maybe a couple of these smaller ones. Yeah. Completely different design. Holy shit. That thing is huge. Very, very huge. And I can see that you put landing gear on it too. Jesus. That's a lot of guns you got there. That's my battleship. Only for planets. Nice. Just everything on the bottom. Yeah, this is just my frigate. It's not a battleship quite yet. But the design is to just be a little bit smaller, a little bit more maneuverable, and being able to point to face first towards a point of interest and just lay into it. Especially those defense areas. You got those defense, what do you call them? They're, around my listening post, there's those defense with the plasma turrets and the rockets. But just kind of start out from the outskirts and fire into them. You can hover over a base and go drink a coffee, come back, it's done. Nice. Like, just leave. Be like, I'll be right back. You turrets, do what you need to. I'll be back. I still have to make all the ammunition for this thing. Laser turrets. Yeah, no. Rather not do the extra large ones. Like 30 megawatts per. I don't need to go fast in this thing. I don't need to go fast forward on this thing. I need to be maneuverable. So that's what we'll go for. Anyway. Oxygen. And get into our defector. Turn on main power.
Acknowledged.
Whoa, hi, surprise. Yep. We need to go and get ourselves Sathium. There we go. How are we doing? Check into here. All. Okay, do we have enough crystals to get back? Yes, we do. A moment. Turn off the auto brake. Get to speed. Punch it. Punch it.
Engaging.
And the nose of the ship is complete steel. So combat steel. So no room inside. Oh. 18 blocks thick. Oh my god. Just the nose. That's just nothing but combat blocks. Nice. That's one way to do it. Yeah, we'll see how this design works out. Rather than just being a giant mass of blocks sitting in front, I want to go for something that's a little bit smaller, maneuverable, easy to craft multiples of them, easy to fuel it and keep it fueled, and attack points of interest. That's what I'm going to go for. Rather than having something that is gigantic and requires a ton of fuel to keep running. Is it muted now? Okay, there we go. Yeah, forgot. I thought I hit the button, but apparently it didn't register, so. But yeah, I'm gonna go over here and get some Sathium. I'm probably gonna have to mine it. I'm gonna have to mine it on foot.
Great news.
Because I figured that there was gonna be one that we probably moved all the Sathium auto miners to probably to the Neodyne ones. Still a lot of this planet I haven't explored yet. Yeah. Oh look, Sathium deposit. Are we going over? That's a large one. This Sathium deposit though has been already mined, so there's already a hole in it, so we're gonna go that one. I don't create only monsters. Yeah, I hear you. Whoa, defense fuel depot. Get behind cover. There's a bunch of nope there. Yeah. Yeah, mostly if I'm gonna build a monster, it's probably gonna be just for decoration. It's not gonna actually be functional, or at least gonna be used. It's just gonna sit there and look pretty. I like a series of smaller specialized ships. That's just kind of how I like to play. Nothing against a very large ship that looks pretty, or a very large mobile base. In fact, I'm probably going to make a cruiser that's inspired by the Normandy eventually. I will get around to that. It is something I want to do. I have noticed that there's a bunch of people who tried to make an exact duplicate of the Normandy, which some got really, really close. Others, not so much. When I think I have two perfect ships, what you can call a level 10. Yeah. Level 10, which is the highest you can go. That you can spawn in as a blueprint. Yeah, I think the, in fact, the original space station I made, that giant column that I'm disassembling, just the column itself, just the column, got it up to a rank, a class 12. Just that alone turned it into a class 12 base. So it's huge. So me cutting it down in half probably brought it down to about a 6 or a 7.
Right.
Also, there's also the fact that if you're playing on a multiplayer server, having a mobile base makes sense.
Like barefoot.
If you're playing on a multiplayer server, because staying mobile, staying on and constantly moving, lessens the chance that someone's going to stumble across your base and destroy everything and loot it. Because everything's with you, so you're constantly on the move. Which makes a lot of sense. Makes for a very smart thing to do on a base, on a multiplayer server when everyone could just take all your shit. It's level 21, and my party base is 32, so I think big enough for all problems, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's like a little bit left in here. We'll go here on foot. Turn my light on.
I'll let you go like
Drill. Reload, please. There we go. Gonna have to use a drone to get to those.
There
we go. Giant boulders in here. Safety on that's nice.
Okay.
And also the fact that on a multiplayer server, resources are very sparse, so keeping everything with you into one base that into a mobile base that constantly grows, this also makes a lot of sense. You don't want to spread your resources too thin. I'm thinking over that public big ship, but I'm not sure. I mean, so much time to build it, and others make that with one click and say nothing. Yeah. You know, when it comes to making a large ship on a multiplayer server, the logic is sound. I mean, keep everything with you at all times. If there was a way to make it to where you can make a surface base that looks like it's already been looted and destroyed, and then have the rest of your base deep underground, you could probably get away with it on a server. I'm not quite sure how well that would trick someone into leaving all your stuff alone, but no thanks, no good work or anything. That's why I'm not sure if I spend. Oh yeah, make that ship in public. Yeah. Yeah, trying to make a. That's why I'm kind of reluctant to go onto a server myself. Yeah, unless I'm sharing that server with other people that I know who are looking for similar type of gameplay where everyone just kind of either works together on one giant project or just kind of leave each other alone. Okay, up. Back to our base.
I also
Get ourselves back home. Make those flux coils. And then start making our generators.
Yeah.
And also our engines. Back to here.
Okay,
Lock target. Go to here. Hello.
I'll help him
There we go.
restring. Yeah.
Get up to speed and go.
At least I will.
Punch it.
Warp drive initiated.
Ugh. Yeah, unless you make a server to where all the enemies, the NPCs in the game are much more of a danger than other players, then I think that's like the only way you can make it to where a server will naturally work together. Because, that would just mean that if you attack anybody, you risk not only weakening the person you're attacking, but also weakening yourself because you'll take damage trying to get those goods from another player, which will make you a much easier target for the NPCs that show up and wreck your face.
Yep. It's tricky. Sure.
Okay. See how much we got. Oh, wow. Got actually quite a bit. About 2,000. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I never realized that.
May have to spend a day where I just kind of get my mining vessel and just really lay into some of the deposits. Just to kind of give us a head start on materials. Maybe even go and dig out a whole bunch of protium deposits. Get ourselves a ton of fuel.
No, we're not going to try to hurt it. Yep.
There. There we go. Land here. There we go. Once I had my own server, but the long run, it just costs money, and you hardly play yourself anymore. Yeah, that's true. Turn off main power. Turn off main power.
Affirmative.
Okay. There we go.
So did I.
Go up here. Get into the foundry here. Drop, drop, drop. Grab you. But at least it's coming together. It's looking like a combat ship, which is nice. Okay. Oh no no. No no no. No no no. No no no. Okay. Once we get everything in place, we're gonna have to check out. What? Gonna make one of these. Ah, energy matrix. There we go. Okay. Gotta check out how much energy matrix. How much an energy matrix requires. Fiber computer. Energy matrix. Bunch of these. Energy matrix. Okay. Silicon ingots. Okay. We need those for electronics too. That's what we're gonna have to go and do. Okay. Oh, we got it. Okay, we got a ton of these. That's good. Estrium. There's a bunch of estrium. Got a bunch of flux coils here still. Grab a couple of those. Okay. Go over here. I think we'll be good for a while. I think the translator is better than Google Translator. She's better with verbs and can translate sense better, or maybe a little bit. Google Translator is, you know, it kind of, any translator for that matter is kind of iffy, slightly iffy, a little bit. It allows you to, you know, get the point across, at least. I mean, that's really what a translator is supposed to be, is just get the point across. And allow the person who's receiving to kind of slightly judge what it's actually about. I use Deep Translator now? Deep L? Nice. There's a program out there that I've been looking into. It's a bit expensive, but it allows you to speak into it and then have it translate vocally into whatever language you want. A cool little program. Cool little handheld device you walk around with. Okay, I'm gonna grab one of these. And then we need to make a generator. We're gonna have 3 tier 2 RCS on this thing, so it should move around pretty quickly. I'm also gonna need a warp drive on this thing. We're gonna have to put some. Something or other on here. Okay, so medium thrusters. But before we go and put thrusters on this thing, I'm gonna figure out how much this thing is gonna finally weigh, just to make sure that we have enough weight. Well, enough thrust to get this thing off the ground. And I want more than enough weight, more than enough thrust to get off the ground, because I want this thing to be able to be in the atmosphere of planets that have a much higher gravity. Gravitational pull. Thank you. 4. Go with 4. 4 landing gear. 5. Somewhere inside. Dimensions of this thing. Okay, it's 2 blocks high. There might not be enough room in this thing. No, I was actually sure. I may have to cut out a section. Of space in here. Like right here. Whoa! Yeah, this definitely takes up the entirety of the inside. So, is there enough room to be able to... Maybe up this way or down. Probably put in the nose. I think probably the nose. Probably put it in the nose. The nose probably will be a nice, relatively safe spot. Last time I see a Russian streamer and he plays on a planet with. That was funny. Every staircase you can die. Oh man. That's horrible. 4.4 G's. Oh no. That's oh. That just sounds painful. Actually might work. Yeah, let's go with that. That way the belly can actually land on the ground if it needs to. That's similar in height. It is. We could probably do something like this right here. That works. That way, if it has to land, it can. Let's figure out this real quick. Put one of these right in the front here, in the nose. That way, if it's undamaged, it can... Excuse me. How big are you? 6 blocks. Yeah, this thing is way big. Okay. We're gonna have to tier 1. Tier 2 is too big. Tier 2 is way too big. That's energy out 500 megawatts. So how much? That's tier 2, tier 1. 50 megawatts, 500 megawatts. So 100 megawatts. I think it's like 5 megawatts per. Yeah, it's 5 megawatts per turret. Gotta make sure I have enough power to run all this. Go down to here. Make sure that we've got this all figured out here. Turrets, 20 turrets. Okay. Each one of these requires 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So 5 by 20, 100 megawatts just for the turrets. And we're not going to be running all turrets at the same time, but that's enough power for just the turrets. So I'm thinking probably 2 more just to be safe, just in case we lose a couple. Because we will lose a couple. When it comes to redundant systems, you have to plan for the fact that you will lose something. So I'm planning with the fact that we will lose something. This will be, yeah, having just having multiple generators rather than just one generator is safer. Redundant systems. That if I lose half of my systems, if I lose half of my generators, I won't just come plummeting down from the heavens. Then we'll be able to get an accurate amount when it comes to the weight of this thing. Yeah, so let's see here. Oh, wrong button. Okay, statistics. 2.75 tons with everything on board. Okay, it's wow, it's still class 1. This thing's this thing's got a lot of turrets on it for a class 1. Not bad for a class 1. Okay, 24,000 fuel, 4 fuel tanks. Okay. It's got 8 sentry guns, 6 turret cannons, 4 rocket launchers, and 2 artillery turrets. So let's go with 3 tons. So 3 tons. How much thrust? How many newtons in thrust are we gonna have on board here in order to get this thing off of the surface, to be able to hover and go, be able to lift off and hover? Okay. So we got the medium thrusters, which require, the 2 other generators will keep the thrusters on. See here. So we're definitely going to have to use medium thrusters down on this. We'll probably do small thrusters for left or right, but for the most part, medium for down. Force. 20 meganewtons. Trying to do the math in my head. Thinking probably 4 of these. I think 4 medium thrusters should be enough to make this thing go straight up. Might be enough. 4 medium thrusters should be enough. If not, then I'll probably add like a couple of light thrusters on top of it to kind of reinforce. Add some wheat. I haven't been harvesting lately, mostly because I've got so much in stocked up already. So I'll have to put the warp engine in here somewhere. Hill. Then we have to put the main rear engines out in front. Yeah, let's do this. Start removing blocks here. Gonna do this. right there. Ink. Giant fucking engine. Well, that will work. Then we'll do this. Ooh. No, let's go further down on that, on the warp tank. We'll do this. Then we'll round the area with some blocks a little bit. Hey, game. Yeah, that way. Like, yo, game. Other way. There we go. That works. I'm not too worried about losing warp capability, really. Because if we put some sort of a constructor on board, we should be able to replace it if it gets destroyed, but for the time being, being able to survive with most of our components intact is much more important. Besides, the tops of the turrets itself is considered a block, so where the turret actually is. Come on, let me out. So technically, the collision box for the turret right here, when they shoot this, it's considered 2 blocks. So this is considered 2 blocks high. When you have the retractable version of the artillery, it's considered 4 blocks high. So technically, there is 4 blocks of protection around the warp core right there for explosive damage. 4 blocks for explosive damage. Yeah. Only one way to find out. That's why I'm going to test it here where I don't need to warp anywhere. Aerocom more in the rear. Currently, looks like the front bigger ship that broken off, still be able to fly. Yeah, pretty much. If the front of the ship was completely broken off, it would still fly. Yeah. That's what I'm going for. The idea is that if the front of the ship gets completely destroyed, this thing can still limp its way home. Or get itself to safety. There you go. But the idea is like, this thing is supposed to be able to survive a fight and still be functional. Okay, I need to make one more medium thruster. I'm probably missing something. Okay, probably put it like right here. Probably put 2 right here. Probably not. Okay, never mind. Probably from small thrusters could go there, but medium ones though. I'll probably just put them right here, maybe. Or maybe like right here. Probably put them right here. Something like that. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we're missing for another medium engine. Let's see here. What am I missing? Oscillator and flex coils. Okay. Go get more. Bunch of those. Got a bunch of those. See here. Cobalt. So we're low on cobalt now. Then we'll have to fuel this thing up. We're gonna have to go and put fuel in this thing. There should be enough fuel capacity on this thing to let it run for quite a while without losing everything. Okay, where are we? Nope. Okay. One more medium. And then we'll see how much thrust this thing has. Okay, thrust down. 27. 80 meganewtons. Might be enough. Oh, check that roll. Oh my god, 71 degrees per second. Oh, that's nice. 27. This is more maneuverable than my SVs, man. This thing is going to be maneuverable. It's going to be way maneuverable. Nice. Okay, so 27 down. So 80 meganewtons. Okay. I think that's probably enough to get it off of get it to lift off. Man, that thing looks mean. That's the point. I want it to look mean. Okay, so we're gonna have to probably add maybe like a couple of extra small thrusters just to make sure. So for me, there's something to eat first. Wish you lots of fun. See you later tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be playing. I won't be playing this game. I'll be playing WoW. So I'll be working on my character. Saturdays are for other games. But the next time I play this will be on Tuesday. But thank you for hanging out. Hope to see you later. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of here myself. I gotta go work. I'm gonna top myself off a little bit here. Food and oxygen. Nope. There we go. And call it good here. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Tomorrow is going to be I'll be playing WoW, like I said. Next time I play this is gonna be on Tuesday, and we're probably gonna be finishing up this build and then going on to building some bunkers for our hardcore playthrough. So probably the first 2 hours is probably going to be us building and save, and then we're going to be moving on to back into hardcore and seeing if we can get past the level 10 marker, and then starting to come back to this save and start planning out mid-game hardcore. So I'll see y'all there. Stay alive out there. Don't drop your drink. It's Friday. See y'all later. Bye.